Welcome to RoosterTV, and today we're joined by the president of the North Adelaide Football Club, Andrew Souter. Andrew, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Firstly, we might just touch on the game from the weekend. The guys went out to Elizabeth and probably played the best 15 minutes of footy we've seen for a long time, kicking 6 goals in a short period to open the game up, and then they come away with a comfortable win in the end.
Yeah, look, it was a great day, good conditions. The boys played well. Clearly, that first 6 goals in 12 minutes, I think it was really the gap at the end of the day. But we held it well. Central's tried hard, but certainly at the end of the day, we just worry about our lot. And they're playing good footy at the moment, and our injury toll is not very great. So yeah, it's good to be in North Adelaide at the moment.
Yeah, sure is. As you mentioned, the injury toll. We've only got one currently who, in Kimmy LeBoyce, who should be back this week, so that'll give us a pretty good clean bill of health, which is what we all want. So there's been some exciting things happening at the club in recent weeks, and firstly we'll touch on the gala dinner, which was a great night for everyone. Your thoughts on the event?
It was wonderful. Look, it's a challenge every year to us because we get the draw so late to find an appropriate venue. This year, of course, we went to the convention centre. I think it's the first time we've ever done that, I think. We've had the wine centre in the past, and of course the hotel in the city. But it's a good night for everyone to put their suit on, and the ladies to put something nice on and go out and enjoy ourselves. It was well attended. I thought the welcome to country there was probably the best welcome to country I've ever seen. The band was fantastic. The people dug deep into their pockets, and look, that's our major fundraiser for the year, and we kind of stick that in our, we do stick that in our budget for a substantial number every year, and it keeps us turning over here at the footy club, and without those major events and our sponsors, well, we just can't work.
And in previous days we've had on social platforms the wording around the new development, which you're the main driver of, and it's all starting to take place. Just give us an update on what's currently happening and some timelines along that.
Yeah, look, whilst it's exciting, it's almost like a crescendo for me because it's something I've been working on for years, and we of course have pushed for the massive redevelopment of our facilities, the $15-16 million redevelopment, which included all of the stakeholders here in the RSL and the cricket club, and there just was a bit of a lull in flavour, I guess, from federal government to help fund those, and it was 3 years ago or thereabouts when Greg Edwards was still our CE. Pat and myself, we just ripped the band-aid off it and thought, well, these are our needs as opposed to our wants. What can we do with a small amount of money as possible to get the maximum amount of bang? And in essence, what you see when you drive past the club now is what we're doing. So in essence, and I did send something out the other day, for those that are aware of the layout of the club, when you come in reception and turn to your right, we've got the old function room down there, a bar, and the history room, and the kitchen at the back. That kitchen will be cut and pasted upstairs, adjacent to the boardroom, which will become our new kitchen, a hole cut into the wall there effectively to then service the pavilion. The pavilion, of course, will become our great attraction, other than the football, of course, here at Prospect Oval. Will be a function centre that everyone can use for your kids' 18th to a 21st, a wedding anniversary, anything for that matter. And of course on game days, it'll just be the latest and greatest. And of course it facilitates our pre-game lunches here on game day, and for those that want to come along to those, they're run by the President's Group, and President's Group's a significant contributor to the club and the playing group, so we welcome anyone who would like to come along to that lunch. But look, the pavilion is best located across the league, I think. We're biased, of course, but there's no other ground that has it right on the wing centre wing. It's wide. We've tripled the depth of the deck outside, so that'll offer seated dining in pleasant weather, and certainly through the summer months too, for those that want to come along and watch a bit of cricket or just have a meal overlooking the ground. Our intention is there, although we haven't really locked any days and times away, is to offer on game days certainly pre-game meal and post-game meals and snacks for everyone. And on Sundays there will be something as well, and for a number of weekdays. In a perfect world we'll be open most of the time, but we need to be sensible about it too, and we'll probably put our toe in the water and see what works and build from there. But yeah, look, it's quite exciting, but yeah, having I guess been working flat strap on it for the last 3 years, and particularly the last year and a half, I almost just want to finish now as opposed to anything else. But yeah, there's a lot going on, and we're grateful to those that have helped along the way. We've had some really good helpers at Prospect Council working away in the infrastructure department, and I'm happy to name a couple. Vincent Kamel and his team have been wonderful. Grateful for the assistance of Scott McCluskey, and of course the council as a whole for signing off on our development approval and submitting our grant application on our behalf.
Yeah, definitely one of the best spots to watch football. I mean, the President's Street, go up there now after half time to watch the league games, but over there full time is going to be a massive asset for the club moving forward. There's plenty going on. There's 20 or 30 guys here at the moment just moving things and getting things organised. So yeah, is there a timeline that we can look to maybe see when it's finished? Roughly?
That was very limited. Yeah, look, the long and short is that everyone wants it finished as soon as possible. I'm also grateful for Kennett's Builders. Kennett's are a long-term sponsor of ours, of course. They've done some wonderful work across the state. They built for council their new rooms down on Prospect Road. Their Small Works Division G5 are doing the build here. I've done some work with them in recent years. They're magnificent. They don't want to be here any longer than they need to, because it's an overrun on cost for them, and that means that we need to find more money, and we don't want to have to do that. We're aiming for the end of the season, and depending on how long we're in the season, that'll determine where I go. So I'm looking to all the way. Look, realistically, it'd be unlikely that we will be able to use those facilities this side of October, if I'm honest. But it'll be opening at the right time of year to enjoy the facilities when the weather is nice, and we'll have everything tickety-boo ready to go for the season next year. With a bit of luck, I might break the seal because my birthday's in October, so I might have a crack at it myself. But importantly, the primary driver for this, of course, is to be able to build women's change rooms, and that's been the driver really all along. The byproduct, and it's a wonderful byproduct, of course, because the ladies' change rooms are going into where the kitchen used to be, at the back of the old function space to the right of reception. They're going in there. They're going to have the latest and greatest change rooms effectively in the league, immediate access to the gymnasium, which will take the place of the old function room, and the ladies will also have their own access and egress point onto the oval from their change rooms, as opposed to having to share an entry and exit with the men. So they're all really excited, and I'm excited for them, and yeah, it's been a long road, but we're almost there.
Yeah, definitely be amazing for the women to have their own space. You know, it's evolving very quickly in the women's space, and for them to have their own change rooms and their own identity within the club will be great. So just moving forward, we will talk a little bit about footy. The senior coach, Jacob Surgeon, is out of contract at the end of the year. Can you give us an update on how that looks and if there's any process in place?
Sure. Look, when we're sitting at the top of the ladder, one would think it'd be a foregone conclusion, but we still have a process that we need to go through. It's a process that we've signed off on really early and pretty much at the start of the year, and that process, of course, involves some senior people at the club, one of which, of course, is you, as you know, and the football executive, of which I'm a part of that, along with Chris McSpiron and Beck Rashid. And for those who aren't familiar with Rashid as the surname, it's Nee Redden, so that's Mick Redden's daughter, who's a past premiership player here herself and a great asset to our board. So the football executive are meeting fluidly at the moment and exchanging emails and phone calls and so forth, having sat down with yourself. We also engaged with Phil Smythe, who has been a great asset to us as a club, and to both yourself and to Jacob and Chrissy Steen. He's done a bit of work with Chrissy. Look, I'm confident that the process will take care of itself as to where we land. Really, we're all on the same page where the club's flying at the moment. I don't want to touch the wood when I say that, but we're doing well on the field, we're doing it well off the field, and all the, say a whole is the sum of its parts, and that's exactly, I guess, where we're at. So I'm confident the process with Jacob will end up where it should, and we'd like to hope that we'll have that locked away in July.
Thanks for that, Andrew. And coming up to football, we're back at home this week for the league game. A little different with the reserves playing down at Glenelg. We'll have a triple header here with the under-16s kicking off at 9:05, under-18s at 11:20, and then the main game at 2:10. Obviously, there is some workings around the place, but President's Luncheon will still go ahead. We've been able to access the RSL, so I'll hand over to you to talk through that luncheon and how you can attend.
Yes, look, for those again that would like to come along, actually it's Wednesday, isn't it? No, it's been closed off this week. Yeah, but for future games, the RSL are quite excited to have us down there for the 3 remaining games. This one and what have we got?
With
Eagles,
West
Adelaide's our last game. So again, anyone interested in coming along to the President's Group, it's just a change of locations. It's something a little bit different. We'll still have a nice meal and some beers and wine, but just a bit of a different outlook. I met with Shane Morrissey from the RSL last week on Wednesday, I think it was, and we ran through just the complexities and the challenges they have, but equally we're keen to provide something for anyone who'd like to come along to those lunches, and it just becomes part of coming to the footy for a lot of those people that go to those lunches, as you know, and I'm one of them. I'm a bit of a tragic, I like them, and unfortunately they get to hear me yap on a bit during them. But so look, the works have affected some game day activities and so on, but it's a bit of short-term pain for an awfully large amount of long-term gain, and it's really forming part of an overall works program that I've had up here for a little while, one of which of course is our new boardroom up here, and pretty much the revamping of all of our administrative facilities upstairs. They look fantastic now. I know Greg Edwards is a little annoyed that we didn't do it when he was here, but and as we're sitting here talking, we're sitting in his old office actually, because the wall's been broken down, but
Just rub it in.
We'll just rub it in a little bit. But no, look, it's going to set the club up with some really good facilities for a long time to come. That's my background. If I can bring that small part to the club and make that little bit of a mark, then that would make me a happy guy. And yeah, I'm just looking forward, I guess, next year to our first home game and sitting there in the function room and having a couple of charges before the game and having a win.
Not having to move.
And not having to move.
Sit there.
Just to stay there.
Look out the window.